Another market watch update for the month of August for Bryn Mawr. And if you've been paying attention to the market, you know that it shifted earlier in the summer. So some of the homes that we'll see now actually have had to do price reductions. They sat on the market a little longer, but a good amount of them still have closed above asking. So national headlines kind of, chicken little, sky is falling. People might think it's buyer's market. That is not the case for us on the main line at all. There's just not enough inventory for it to be a buyer's market. It's still firmly in the seller's market, just not to the astronomical degree that it had been earlier in the year. So early in the year, routinely homes would be like 10%, 15%, up to 20% above asking, some even more than that. We're not seeing that too much anymore. I think we're going to see more and more like 5% above asking, things like that. And homes were like, flying off the shelves in like 4 days. Now you can actually breathe and like see a home. However, if it's a good home, good price, good location, they still go super quick. So again, like the main line is definitely different than the rest of the markets nationally. But yeah, you'll see for this particular one that there were like half-ish that were below asking. And granted, like the shift happened right when a lot of these went under contract. So some sellers were caught flat-footed. That might have led to this. There wasn't too much activity. That's pretty normal for this, part of the year anyway. Like summer, it slows down. Now that it's September, I think we'll see a slight uptick. Like buyers, are getting back in there. Definitely before the holidays. Although the mortgage rates, they've stayed high. They're, mid fives, like up to 6% now, I think. So that definitely takes some of the buyers out of the game. And if you're curious about like your house, because again, like the market shifted, you might be thinking like, what's my house worth in this kind of market? Feel free to reach out. My contact info is below. It's at the bottom of the email. So we'd love to come out. You give us a tour. We'll take a look, see, what recently sold homes have gone for, what are the current active ones, how recent your updates are, that kind of thing. Then we'll give you a comparable market analysis in which we tell you what we think the value of your house will be given the current market conditions. And then also as a Compass agent, we have access to this awesome service called Concierge, where we pay the seller money up front for like costs like painting, floors, etc. And the seller pays us back at settlement and there's zero interest. So it's great because, if you dress your home up before you sell it, it actually sells faster and for more money. So it's a really unique opportunity if you use a Compass agent. All right, sharing the screen now. So there are a decent amount of active homes right now in Bryn Mawr, price points all over the place. Couple under contract and pending, which again, those are pretty much synonymous in our areas. Now, if we go, oh, I'm sorry. So right now we're in the non-Radnor Township part of Bryn Mawr, so Lower Merion and Haverford. So this one on Tracy Terrace, 8888888. That's kind of funny how that worked out. That was 4.5% above asking. And I mean, this home actually has a really cool interior. You can't really tell from the outside. That was on the market for 3 days. And I think, yeah, so that closed in 2020 for 715. And then they ended up selling it for 150K over. So those people timed that up pretty darn well. This one on Stockton was for 665. That was 2.5% above asking. That was on the market for 5 days. That was right as the market was shifting. So some of the people got hurt by it, some it didn't really affect. This one on Amy's was 2275. That was 4.5% above asking. That was on the market 6 days. So again, the more, next month we'll see longer days on market, probably instead of like 7 days or less, probably see ones like 14 days, 21 days. And I think generally like homes that are, good with a good price, they will go over, but I think it'll be more like 5% instead of 15 plus. This one on Roberts was 7% above asking, was on the market 6 days. This was 775, and that was on the market total for 36 days, but you can take it off and then put it back on. So it looks like it was only 7 days on market, but the whole time it was on the market was 36 days. I think public sites don't have that, we call it cumulative days on market. I think they only show the days on market. Also, public sites, if the house is it's active under contract, they still count it as active. So days on market might be accruing on there, whereas like a realtor knows that it's actually like pretty much pending. Little gripe right there. This one on Hoffman was for 1.5. That was 8% below asking. That was on the market 15 days. So the past 6 months or whatever, the whole year, if a house was on the market for 15 days, it was probably going to be under asking. However, now that it's shifted, we see homes, 2 weeks, and some of them are still above asking. So it really just depends. This one right here at Ivyside was 12, nearly 13% above asking for 265. And this one on Roberts for 257. And was there any more? All right, going old school. That was it for that part of Bryn Mawr. Now we are in the Radnor Township part of Bryn Mawr. Again, there's not too many actives. This one's been on again, off again. This one on Barbara Lane for 5 mil. Oh, so all these homes, like what you're seeing here, that is the black button in the email that you get where it says like click here to see Bryn Mawr homes. If you click it, you can go through all these homes. You can click on all the pictures. You can like scroll, see the property price history and all that kind of stuff. If you like wood trim, that's the one for you right there. All right, so we have a couple that are pending and under contract, and then we have some closed ones. I'm going to jump up to these two closed right here. This one closed for 431, and that was 10% below asking. That was on the market for 17 days. This one on Montrose was 585. That was 6% above asking, closed in 3 days. This one on Princeton Court, 1125, that was 10% below asking. That was on the market for a week. And that was before the market shift, actually. Foxhorn got a cool mill that was 8% below asking. That was on the market for 9 days. So again, we're kind of seeing like some above, some below. This one was 20% above asking. So somebody is this for 835, and then they got one, and that was after the market shift. So if somebody falls in love with your house, yeah, I mean, that's a really good looking house. They set a good price on that. So that'll still happen, that it still happens in our area. This one on Williams was 1.2% below asking, sold in a week. Park Ave 305, 18% below asking. That was on the market for 75 days. This one for nearly 1.5, that was 11.6% above asking. This one on Boxwood, like I highly encourage you to go through this home. It ended up selling for 575, which was 17% below asking. That was sold less than 100 days. And yeah, that is just a grand home. That looks like, yeah, if you have a minute, go through that. This one on Sluggrave is 125, and it was 5% above asking. That was on the market for about 8 days. This one on Garrett was 32% below asking. That's a lot to go below asking. This one on Bryn Mawr is 1.6 above asking. That was on the market for 5 days, and it closed for 950. And this one on Iron Bark was 1.3, which was 10% above asking. And that was on the market for 8 days. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So yeah, it's kind of like, especially this right when the market shifted, we're seeing the ramifications of it, and it's kind of all over the place. Excuse me. So we'll see what happens. I think it's, shifted, normalized market. But our area, there's people will still go above asking, just maybe not egregiously so. And yeah, if you want to see other towns on the main line or Philly, like literally anywhere, just let me know. I can access that data for you and get it to you. And if you have friends or family that are trying to move into the area and they don't have a realtor, I would love to help them out. I help buyers as well as sellers. And if you want to move or thinking about moving or thinking about I guess the process or where you should start, again, I would love to just be a resource, no obligation at all. And that's it. That's all I've got. I'll see you next month. Go Birds. Expecting big things out of them this year. All right, bye.